What job or profession seems easy but is actually very challenging? Keeper. People think we just play with animals all day. However, 90% of the time is spent cleaning and trying, sometimes in vain, to stomach some of the foulest smells known to man. Social work, especially when working with traumatized people, the amount of emotional pressure you have to deal with is insane. If you don't have excellent coping strategies and are not 100% professional, this job will break you. https://haveabeen.com/ is a website that checks through a database of breaches to see if any account associated with your email has been compromised. Being is pretty common, especially if you use the same email for many websites. There is no need to be concerned if you have been multiple times. Almost all will be from mass data breaches, and it is unlikely you will ever be targeted specifically. However, it is a good idea to close accounts you no longer use and to change the passwords on accounts you use regularly. I bring to you Radio.Garden, my friend. Radio stations from around the globe. Just spin it a bit and click where you want to get a list of radio stations from that country. Great for people who like foreign music, language learners, or people looking to reconnect with something back home. The Free Cycle Network, a free-to-sign-up non-profit website that helps people give away free stuff that they don't need to people who need it in their local town, neighborhood. Their goal is to promote reuse of goods that would otherwise go into landfills. Wordle. It is, hands down, the best online thesaurus ever. You can search synonyms and antonyms, and it includes slang, explicit language, and multi-word phrases, all of which are typically excluded in other thesauruses I've used. This feature lets you find both more specific /academic/professional words and more general /slang/colloquial words. It's saved my sanity in term papers and texts alike. When you search a word or phrase, you get a page that breaks down synonyms by meaning and part of speech. Check out this page for live, with 11 verb usages, 13 adjective usages, and 3 adverb usages. Bonus: I actually ended up using Wordle while writing this comment. 2ByTV. It has a ton of movies, not exactly box office hits, but it's got movies and they change every month. I've watched movies like Fury and Airplane on there. Best part is you can get it in phone, laptop, and PS4 as far as I know of. 100% free, 100% recommended it. They also have TV shows and anime. I've watched One Punch Man and Fairy Tail. TurboTaxSuccess.com. It's created by Hassan Minhaj with a list of websites to file free taxes with direct links instead of misleading users to paying. Hassan Minhaj talks about it in his Patriotic Tax Volume 6 episode Why Doing Taxes is So Hard. Edit. Wow. I'm really glad I watched this episode and happened to be on this post at the same time. I just wish this post was sooner than the tax due date. Thank you /for Pendleton18 for my first gold. And thank you /Energy Taker Lad for my first +1 award. If you're a student or are really trying to stay focused at work, there's an app called The Forest. Stay focused. I could be wrong, but it's definitely The Forest. It's a free app that's available as an extension on Google Chrome or the Apple App Store. Basically, you plant a tree, set a time limit, and you can only go on the sites that you've added to the whitelist or your tree will die. It's designed to stop you from always being in social media while you're supposed to be studying or doing something productive. It's completely free online courses, usually 2 6 weeks per course, taught by professors from top-notch universities from all over the world: Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Oxford. It's just like taking classes from a university, with assignments, lectures to watch, etc., and the courses are varied and interesting. Another online use people don't think about is libraries. Go to your local library, get a card, and you get a huge selection of books right on your phone, Kindle, laptop, etc. You check out the books online and you get them on your device for 3 weeks usually. The book then deletes itself, but you can check the book back out if need be. It's completely free. Edit. Here's the X link. A fun thing to just check out is the first ever website. Something else that's really cool is the Library of Babel, which essentially contains every possible string of letters, periods, and commas. At first glance it seems a bit uninteresting, until you realize every story, text message, word, thought, the names of every person who ever lived, the names of every person who didn't live, the secrets behind the creation of our universe, are technically within the many volumes of the library. You can search anything you want in the library and it'll find it for you. It's honestly quite mind-blowing. GovTrack.us. It's a website dedicated to tracking the bills and votes of Congress. You can find out who proposed what bill, when they did, and when they will be voting on it. Critical for staying in the know. Edit. Turned it into a link so it's easier to access. My 90s TV. This is more of a novelty website to kill some time, but I think it's pretty cool and you can easily lose yourself for hours with nostalgia. It basically uses YouTube videos to simulate watching TV in 90s, and you can specify what year you want and what categories you want to see when you change channels. There is also a My 80s TV and a My 70s TV, and the dev has said they are considering building one for the 2000s. I always love the opportunity to be able to talk about http://archive.org because it is such a wonderful and free resource. It has millions of free downloads for music, movies, books, software, etc. One very popular example is that it is home to a very large catalog of Grateful Dead recordings. There is also the Internet Arcade, where you can play a lot of classic games along with the console living room, which is similar. They have access to tons of old PC games too, and you can even play the original Oregon Trail online. There's a lot more in their software section too. It also has the Wayback Machine, which has archived more than 451 billion web pages saved, so you can go back and see how websites were years ago. For example, here's Reddit on July 25, 2005, a month after it was created. 7 Cups. It is a free, safe, and anonymous way to talk to trained listeners about anything going on in your life. There are also group chat rooms where you can talk to peers who may experience something similar to you. Couldn't recommend it more. Tons of free coursework, including full syllabus, full and corrected exercises from top universities in so many fields and at all levels, so that you know how hard it's supposed to be. MIT in particular does a bang-up job of that. Free language immersion programs. I'm not just talking about Duolingo. Tandem and HelloTalk are free language exchange apps. You put in the language you're learning and it connects you with native speakers that want to learn your native language. I've heard of people having problems with speakers using it as a dating app, but I've never had that happen myself. There are language immersion Discord servers for nearly any language you want to learn. You can usually just Google it and find one somewhere. Subreddits for languages oftentimes have their own Discord servers. Free language immersion programs. I'm not just talking about Duolingo. Tandem and HelloTalk are free language exchange apps. You put in the language you're learning and it connects you with native speakers that want to learn your native language. I've heard of people having problems with speakers using it as a dating app, but I've never had that happen myself. There are language immersion Discord servers for nearly any language you want to learn. You can usually just Google it and find one somewhere. Subreddits for languages oftentimes have their own Discord servers. Google Chrome has several extensions that will translate phrases for you, teach you new words, etc. without any extra effort. You're practically learning a language every time you use the internet. Edit, Gloss, Kipsis, and Langulearn are good ones. If there's a popular public domain book in English, chances are, it's been translated and is in public domain in other languages. Usually when learning a language, I'll try to be able to read The Little Prince by the end of my first year of learning, which is in public domain everywhere but is still easy to find, never too expensive, and usually easy to read. Many websites offer real-time, well, basically, flight tracking, not just flight status but maps and markers, updating every second of flights all around the world, updated arrival times. They've saved me hours of waiting in cell phone lots because I didn't know a plane left late, or arrived early, etc. For parents, CommonSenseMedia.org lays out new movies and apps and other pop culture items and discuss them and the age appropriateness in case the parent is unaware of what something is. There's also classes about how teens and kids can learn to responsibly use the internet. Seems dumb but I try to plug it any chance I get. Free condoms. Many states in the U.S. should have an anti-HIV/sexual health program where they discreetly mail you a pack of condoms for free after you fill out a super short anonymous survey. The caveat is the shipping time is around 2-3 weeks, but hey, they're free. Edit, spelling. 10minutemail.com lets you use a temporary email ID for registering on websites which need a subscription to proceed further. Comes in handy when you do not want to reveal your personal email ID or let your email ID be used for marketing. You can also receive emails and use the links within to complete the registration process. Note: the temporary email ID exists for only 10 minutes. You can keep clicking the Add 10 more minutes button to keep the email ID active for an additional 10 minutes. May be late to the game, but freetaxusa.com. Don't use TurboTax or any other online tax filing service and pay outrageous fees. You get the same functionality if not more, and federal is free and state filing is about $15. Obviously this is relative to your situation, but a great free alternative. MIT OpenCourseWare. Only have experience with their math classes. It's better than taking the classes from your university professor. I am good at math, but I struggled in the university setting. I found myself learning all the material 2 weeks late. The lectures were to a class of 150-300 people, and there was almost always a language barrier preventing me from fully grasping the content until after the test. When I was having difficulty in Calc 3 due to my heavily accented Russian professor who was only teaching the class because he had a minimum quota of classes to teach each year to stay employed for his research in number theory, my teaching assistant helped a bit, but not enough. I found MIT OpenCourseWare, and although the teacher had a minor German accent, he wanted to teach. It made a world of difference, and if I missed anything, I could rewind 20 seconds and hear it again. Most importantly, these teachers are absolutely amazing at giving you what you need. The MIT staff are not there because they are super smart, although they might also be that, but instead because they are the best teachers. I'm convinced anyone who wants to learn can from them. After that successful turning around of a grade, I used it again for differential equations and linear algebra. I aced 100% both finals for diff and linear algebra, despite being a C student for most of the semesters in the classes. My only regret is not watching each lecture during the semester, instead of all in a row before the finals. TL:, Dr. You are almost better off watching the MIT OpenCourseWare lectures with headphones on a laptop while attending your math classes at a large university than paying attention to your professors. YouTube, you can learn anything off of there. Vocal warm-ups, got it. How to do close-up magic, easy peasy. How to best plant beans, here's a step-by-step, and people are willing to clarify steps in the comments. The possibilities are endless. Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet, in their opinion, of course. On YouTube, their exercises have done wonders for my shoulder and lower back pain. I take some of their non-physical therapy advice with a grain of salt, but what I've tried that is PT-related has worked. Bugmanot.com, it's a website with random accounts for other platforms. So if you want to download something from a website but it says sign in to download, you can enter the domain in bugmanot.com and it gives you an email and password. No need for creating accounts anymore. I think it is really useful. StumbleUpon, it's a free browser extension that shows you cool websites like these listed in this thread. You can sign up and tell them what you'd like to see, and they'll tailor your experience to those things. Don't like a site recommended to check out? You can rate it and bam, never to be seen again, or just press the stumble button for hours and hours of procrastination. It's super addicting. If you're an Amazon shopper, review everything you get, not just star rate and I liked it. Pretend your rations and tell everyone why they should or should not buy this product. Over the years, I've been sent so much free stuff from companies. And now Amazon has a program to just get free stuff directly. You have to qualify for it, and the way to qualify is to write helpful reviews for things you've already bought. I've got a decent streaming setup for it, which, largely for free. By doing this, I'm getting a couple new lav mix and some lights this week to test out. Surprised I haven't seen these. Project Liber is free project management software. The website describes it as like Google Docs but for Ms. Project. Lucidchart is free web-based diagramming software, prettier than Visio. The free version is sufficient for most projects, but they also have a paid version that offers more robust functionality. SciHub.tw is probably the best deposit of scientific literature I've ever seen. I have yet to come across a published article that hasn't been on SciHub. It's fantastic for getting around paywalls from peer-reviewed journals. Seriously, if you're writing some sort of research paper and need access to a specific peer-reviewed article, try searching for it in SciHub. A cousin is hiking a trail that goes from Baja, Mexico up to Canada. There are stretches that are free from the internet, so he has to upload his photos every few days. I think that'd be a good thing for everybody who's able to do at least once. Torrenting, I must have missed a memo because in the 2000s/2010s it was pretty common practice, but now everyone thinks it's like downloading a car. If you're poor and can't afford digital media, just fucking torrent instead of depriving yourself. Your taxes go towards libraries that likely have whatever digital media you're looking for. So if you can't be bothered to get the library card, then just torrent the shit you want. Makes zero sense to shame a person for torrenting a book or TV show if their local library could give it to them for free anyway. Methinks the rise of propaganda is largely behind the anti-torrenting sentiment so common these days. Very convenient now that Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music and all the other streaming services have become the norm. Fuck those companies. All of them. Same with textbook companies. I hope LibGen bankrupts any textbook company. Reddit should be ashamed for banning any subreddit that promotes torrenting. This place was so pro-torrenting in the early 2010s and it was awesome. The golden age of the internet has died and the Wild West is long gone. It seems. Makes me sad. I'm sure someone has probably mentioned this already, but I'm saying it anyway. Library Genesis practically got me through college and medicine. For someone who can't really afford journal subscriptions all the time or the books I need in my classes, this site offers them for free in excellent quality with regular updates. Even fictional books for pub and comics are also there. Just to note, however, that I really support intellectual property rights, so I am planning to give back and actually buy the books I've used once I have stable income. If the journal articles are not in LibGen, you can try Suba as well. Vimeo also features amazing, high-quality short films. You might want to check that out. If you want to have a skill that could come in handy, learning coding isn't that hard. There are countless resources online for helping one learn, and huge communities that can answer questions with nearly any language. It's definitely a skill that looks good on a resume if you're looking for any sort of job that could involve any sort of analytics.